I want to know what I bought. What's a quick way to figure out how much battery life is left? If the dash doesn't know, somehow the car doesn't know, it's like disconnected from the battery. I'm just fingers crossed that the battery in this car is good. All right, before we jump into today's video, I want to give a shout out to Sydney G and Envision Fab. Thank you for leaving comments on the last video and offering some advice on what to look for with the battery. Also want to give a shout out to Otis. All right, enjoy the video. That looks empty. I don't know what to say. I got duped. Kind of have like a sick feeling in my stomach at the moment because I'm looking down into the bottom of this car and it's just a bunch of disconnected wires. To me, that looks like an empty battery box. I'll show you it on my other car, my daily. It looks very different when I pull that cover. Oh God. Oh gosh. It's a fuse, like a main disconnect. I just sent a message to my friend who's familiar with these cars. He just wrote back and said, that's not good. Maybe I'm being silly. I just gotta sit with this for a minute. Now I'm feeling angry. Yeah, this sucks hard. Now that I look at this car, maybe one way you can know is if you can fit a 2x4 in here. Probably doesn't have a battery in it. Probably doesn't have a battery. Because on the one with a battery, you can't, it doesn't fit. So this thing is sitting about, I don't know, 1.5 inches high. And with a spring rate of 400 pounds, that would mean that it's about 400 or 500 pounds lighter than it should be. Oh, damn it. All right, I'm gonna just seal my fate here. I'm gonna jack this thing up and take off everything underneath and, well, I'll put the car in the air. It's time to crawl underneath and find out the ugly truth here. I just removed all the covers from underneath the battery. So now I'm looking at the bottom of the battery box. And I'll show you some things that are not good. If I look inside here, looks pretty empty. Just a bunch of connectors that aren't connected to stuff. It doesn't look like there's many bolts that hold this thing in. I may just pull the battery box out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 8 of them. There's 8 bolts that hold the box in. It's either gonna work or it's not gonna work. And I don't really care at this point. All right, all the bolts are out. This is where I gotta get it right. So I'm gonna come down a little bit with this one. Okay. And I'm gonna come down a little bit with this one. Looks empty. Looks empty. Yeah, think I'm hosed. I'll show you why. All these bolts are missing. Okay, about to seal my fate here. I already know the outcome. I think I'm in denial. I'm in the denial stage. Just 2 10mm nuts. You want to see it when I see it? That looks empty. That is empty. That's empty. That's an empty battery pack right there. Well, I don't know what to say. I got duped. I got duped big time. Oh, man. What am I going to do with all this? Anyone want this? Give you a sweet deal on it. I'm curious, what would you do in this situation? I don't really have much recourse with Copart because it's like as is. But they must have known something was up because the price was low. God, I'm a sucker for a good deal. I actually heard this was like a thing a week ago. I stopped by this shop. And the guy's like, oh, be careful. Be careful. They're selling those cars with no batteries. I was like, what a pessimistic dude. But I guess that's the reality of the situation. I guess this is a thing. My friend Mike told me, he sent me a YouTube video where this happened to someone else. I'll tell you what, they did put the bottom back together like really nicely, so you couldn't really tell anything was wrong. It's a minor setback for the project here. It's all gonna be worth it. It's all... I should offer some tips for those buying Nissan Leafs at Copart. Don't do it. If you go and see the car in person, the easy thing to check is does it look like it's like the off-road package? Does it look like it's lifted about 1.5 inches? Second easiest way is pull that cover in the back seat that I filmed earlier. Yeah, have a look around. Third indication would be the lights on the dash. If you're not getting any battery health, might be because you don't have a battery. Battery temperature is off? Yeah, you might not have a battery. Minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit might be a clue that there's not a battery in your car. Well, it was a major setback of a day for this project, and a waste of time and a waste of money, but I guess I learned something, and that is that sometimes people take the batteries out of these cars and before they go to auction. And Copart, the other thing I learned is Copart will not let you know things like this. And maybe they didn't know. I don't know. I think it's going to be time here to grab a cold beverage. Was January?
I think it's January. January 12th, 22.
Well, it's a pretty end to not a pretty day. What's the specs on that camera? Does it make a good shot?
4K 60.
We do a photo and video shoot for the black 911. We get out with some friends on a beautiful weekend day. Here's a sneak peek of some of the footage we got.